and you're all warmly welcome once again to the ViztaEdu webinar VizCom 1.9, the Job Fair Masterclass for students. My name is Akoto Okai. I'm CEO and co-founder of ViztaEdu, and we are a team of young people who want to make social media an easy route to engage young people to become more industrious and more committed, and most importantly, to be aware of their environment and to be creators instead of consumers. So we created this monthly webinars as a tool to communicate this, and also as a platform where young people can come together, share ideas, to be trained to be the next generation of leaders and entrepreneurs, and especially for those in the tertiary institutions to network and be able to get some tips in order to impact lives. And I just want to welcome you all once again to this webinar. My name is Akoto Okai, as I said earlier, and today is what do I call it? VizCom 1.9, which means that we have organized this webinar 10 times. So this is the 10th month of our webinar, and this is also the first in 2023. So we just want to wish you a happy new year, and thank you for sticking by us and with us, and for always constantly coming back to learn and share ideas, and just be able to impact. Um, we'll be having more people join us today, and while we wait, I just want us to proceed because time is fast spent. It's already 10 minutes into it, so I just want to go straight and invite our speaker, Mr. Ira Osei Akoto. But before he comes on board to speak, I'll just share a few things about him that we could capture on this flyer. There's so many things to know about our speaker, and he just shared this brief information with us so that our young people will be able to relate with him better. So you're welcome, Mr. Ira Osei Akoto, and we are so glad to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I will go ahead and read his profile. And I also encourage that if you have any questions, kindly put it in the comments section, the messages section. And if you want to, the course of the webinar, if you are stuck at a point, there's an emoji where you can share a reaction for our speaker to be aware. And also, if you want to raise your hand, you as well raise your hand and will be notified. And if you want to share something through your audio, you could do that. Okay, so let's proceed. Our speaker, Mr. Ira Osei Akoto, is a business developer. He's the design thinker and the mentor for startups. I must say that ViztaEdu, we have benefited from one of his mentorship programs, and it was a very insightful period. We just scheduled a meeting with him, and he was so willing to just guide us through the topic that we wanted to be guided on. It was so marvelous. So that's what he does. He is also the hub manager at Women's Haven Africa, which is a female tech and innovation space with a goal of producing female leaders and entrepreneur giants across Africa. You should check out their websites and their social media pages. They are really doing amazing things. Ira is an in-country researcher for Ghana on the Baobab Evaluation Research. Baobab is an initiative of the Masterclass Foundation. And on this Baobab Evaluation Foundation, he was with Neil Butcher and Associates. He's also a Mastercard Foundation Alumni Network Committee leader in charge of partnerships. That means he's well trained and qualified for this topic he's about to share. Yes. We are known for our very insightful speakers. So let's proceed. He's also a certified startup coach and mentor, certified by Gender Mixed Business Sense, GMBS, facilitator and mentor, organized by the Agriculture, Technical, Vocational Education and Training for Women, ATVET, for W project within the Framework of Skills Initiative for Africa. Yes, he's certified by the Ghana Tech Lab and West Africa, sorry, and also the GMBS that I mentioned, which is an initiative by GIZ Ghana. So Ira believes that the future is for everyone. Everyone, no matter where you are, no matter your background, no matter where you think you have gotten to, however stuck you think you are, the future is for you. And I'm sure the future is for all of us. And that is why we are all gathered here to learn more about the future, which is to learn and be educated more on job fair, its relevance, and the things to note, especially as a student, the things you have to be aware of for a job fair. So without further ado, I'd like to invite to the microphone Mr. Ira Osei Akoto to go ahead and share his screen and share his with us. Thank you so much, Mr. Ira.
Thank you so much, Akrele. Please, can you hear me? Can you confirm that for me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Sharing my screen. Can you also confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay, so thank you all so much, and Akrele, thank you for the invite. And it's another thing being organized to be a speaker for such an initiative. So thank you, and thanks to your team as well for such a recognition. And of course, having been the first speaker for the year 2023 is such a great thing. Yes. So I think I'll go straight to what the session is about. So briefly, I want to hear from the participants what your expectations are. I'm sure you are all excited about today's session, but then I would love to hear from you. What are you looking forward to um, hearing from the facilitator? What I say. So you could either send in your message in the chat box, or you could unmute and speak briefly what your expectations are. Um, I want to make this as engaging as possible so that you are not left out. Anybody willing to share? Will I automatically get a job? Will I automatically get a job at a job fair? Okay, interesting. That's your expectation. Okay. Any other expectation? I want to know the hiring process for jobs, how to prepare for a job fair. Okay, right. So actually I want you to do something for me. Um in the process of the presentation, if any question comes in, kindly either alert me and read that out because I'll not be able to read the questions whilst I share my screen.
All right, that's fine. I'll do that.
Okay, thank you. Right. So let's see whether these expectations will be met. So also briefly, and that's what I do every day in all the sessions I facilitate. I would love to establish a baseline to kind of understand who I'm speaking with. There are some people who have pre-knowledge about the topic and would probably serve as support or co-facilitators to the other people who have lesser knowledge or skills about the topic for discussion. So I would love to hear from you on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. How are you level of knowledge and preparations about job fairs? You could just type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I really appreciate if I get feedback from the participants as soon as possible. On a scale of 1 to 5, how are you going to rate your level of knowledge and preparations about job fair?
I think one person has said something in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, there are two.
Okay. So what are their feedback?
Okay, so one person said one, one being the lowest,
Okay.
and then another person said Tavia said four.
4. Like looks like we have a tier. Right. So I think I can go ahead. So you know for this particular session, these are the objectives I've outlined for the session. And the first one has to do with the participants understanding the concept of job fair. You need to understand what a job fair is so that you are able to relate better. And also understand the need for students or graduates to explore job fairs for job opportunities or internships. And I add the internships because I understand the target audience are students or fresh graduates. So then one will ask, what is a job fair? So I've put together some simple feedback or explanations to what a job fair is. And the first one is a recruiting event in which employers or recruiters meet with potential employees and shares more information about job openings. So people who love to recruit, they have openings within the organization or companies and would love to fill these openings or gaps that are within the organizations. And the second one is a job fair is an event where employers offer information about their companies to people who are looking for jobs. And the third one is a job fair can be a convenient one-stop place to meet with recruiters and land a job. And we understand that many well-known companies and employers participate in the job fair. So recently, I think last year, we had the Green Job Fair. We had a couple of job fairs in Ghana where a lot of companies, both big companies and small, medium-sized companies were recruiting for talent. So it is a one-stop place for people to meet and to engage. And yes, so usually job fairs are that avenue. It creates that avenue for people to recruit entry level career opportunities, like entry level career persons. So we understand that people who are graduating from school are people who do not necessarily have a lot of career history. They don't have a lot of experiences, and they would love to make that. So jobs serves as that opening for such individuals to be able to explore and get affiliated with organizations. So how are you going to prepare for a job fair? I think that was somebody's expectation. So how are you going to prepare for a job fair? I have created some few steps for you to align yourself with how you're going to prepare for a job fair. The first one has to do with finding out the list of participating companies that are going to job fair. So usually in every organization that is organizing a job fair, they let you know the ABCD are going to be a part of the job fair, so you wouldn't want to miss it. So you need to find out the list of the companies that are going to be a part of the job fair. And the other one is do a little back then who is
Hello, Ira.
at their project. What are they?
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me?
It appears your your voice is breaking, Ira.
Oh, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, it's much better now.
Okay. So okay, let me take this side again. So I was saying that this is how you prepare for a job fair. So the first one is finding out about the list of companies that are going to be participating in the fair. So for instance, if you know that ViztaEdu is going to be a part of the job fair, you may want to know what ViztaEdu is about. What do they do? What are their vision? What is their mission statement? What is their objective? What are their core values? If all these things are things you may want to line up with, you fit within your values and your vision, then you may want to do a little background check about them. Then, whilst you are doing all that, you are also preparing for an elevator pitch. What do you mean by elevator pitch? You need to put together your full name, your university major, or if in an event where you are done with school, you are a graduate, you may want to list and you have probably a little job experience, you may want to list your current job title. For instance, you are a national service person at Ghana Cocoa Board. Let us know that particular one. Your career aspirations, what do you seek to do within your career or professional life, and why you think you are a good fit for the job that you are applying for at ViztaEdu. Then the final thing you may want to consider when you are applying for a job is have your CV ready or other documents ready. And the documents could include a CV. You get a pen and notepad because you are going to be meeting or going to be hearing some information that you may not have heard before and probably are not in your CV, and you may want to jot them down. And if you have a business card, please go with your business card because there are some people who love to connect with you later and would require that you share with them your business card. Now let's look at the things to do at the job fair. So now the things to do is first you dress appropriately. You know, in Ghana, we live in a country or we are within an ecosystem where your first impression do count. So whether you are attending a regular interview or a job fair, it is very important that you dress appropriately. Where appropriately means, I mean, if possible, put in a suit, a kaftan, something that makes you well presented. And it is also important to wear a pair of comfortable shoes because you're going to really be walking. You're going to be standing long hours at a job fair because usually job fairs are a place where affords you the opportunity to move around. So you don't want to put together shoes that are really going to hurt your feet. The other one is meet as many recruiters as possible because when you go to a job fair, there are a lot of recruiters that are there. You don't want to stick yourself to just one company because the company fits within your criteria. You may want to, it's advisable that you speak to as many recruiters as possible. And in an event where you do not find your match or your preference, some recruiters may have recommendations that fit within what you are looking for, and they are happy to refer you. So it is advisable that you speak with a lot of recruiters as possible. Why? I mean, again, and because you are looking at job fairs, you may also want to know why that's important and some of the benefits of a job fair. Because we know that a job fair can help you find an internship opportunity or a full-time opportunity. Reasons why people go for job fairs is for them to get slots. The unemployment rate in Ghana is alarming, and for young people, it's really crazy. So you want to find yourself an event such as a job fair where you can find a company that is searching for a talent like you. So a job fair, one of the benefits is that it can get you an internship slot or a full-time opportunity. And they can also help you meet with employers, because usually when you sit, when you go on LinkedIn, you're applying for opportunities, you do not necessarily meet with the employers, especially if you do not have a premium account. You don't even know who you are sending your application to, and that can sometimes be tricky. But job fair affords you the opportunity for you to meet with employers, engage with them, ask them all the questions you wouldn't have asked when you are applying through the internet or via email. So that's another benefit. And the other one is you're able to talk to other professionals, not necessarily people who are offering you job opportunities. You're able to speak with other people that you're going to meet at the job fair, and that helps you for you to build your professional network. Then the last benefit that I listed here is for you to get immediate response from many companies at the event. So usually when what people does is they go to different booths at the job fair, speak with companies, let them know that my name is Akoto. I have skills A, B, C, D, and this is what I've done over the years, and this is what I can afford to your company when I'm employed. Then they will let you know that, oh, we are happy to have you, and can I check your CV? They go through the processes. When they find that you're a best fit, you are chance at that either they hire you instantly or they put you on their shortlist, so that in an event where they need to engage you later, they're able to do so. So you're able to get immediate response, unlike the other medium where you're going to send through an email to an HR person, and it will take you years, sometimes, months, days, or years for you to get feedback from them. So I'm sure I do not want to assume that all of us knows how job fairs work, because it could be that this may be the first time you're hearing about a job fair or learning much about a job fair. But job fairs are events where you can discover jobs that you did not know existed. Last year I attended the Ghana job fairs. It was the Green Edition. I think it was organized by GIZ and some other partners. So at the job fair, I really got to know about Farmerline and some other organizations that I knew from afar, and I didn't know so much about some other roles that they were open for recruitment at the job fair. So that is one thing that you are likely to discover when you participate in the job fair. And the event allows you to learn the skills you need for specific positions. So when you go to a job fair, they will let you know that for this particular position, we need people with ABCD skill set or experiences for them to apply. So you do not end up wasting your time and your energy sending through your application if you know you do not fit for that particular opening. And employers can also learn more about your skills and establish how you could fit in within your organization. So one thing to also note is that a lot of human resource departments use job fairs to find their next highs. So if you are still thinking whether job fairs are still relevant in the 21st century, yes, it is. So you may want to really make use of job fairs and such events so that you get that dream job you are looking for. Job fairs can be large or small gatherings. So the one I participated in last year was a very large one. They organized it in Kumasi, I think Prempeh Assembly Hall. It was a very large gathering. So it brought on board a lot of stakeholders and individuals who are offering jobs and are also looking for jobs. So some people do not get jobs, but they were able to build networks. That is also another value you could get from a job fair. Organizers set up booths for different companies in one centralized neutral venue. So when you go to typically you realize that the organizations or the hiring organizations are centered at a particular area, and they are all situated in booths. So you go to company A and they are in their booth, and you're able to engage with them, ask all the questions. If there is the need for them to interview on the spot, they do that. And when you are done, you can, or you have the liberty to move to company B for that same processes. And yes, so many employers set up their booths for hiring individuals, and during the event, candidates can ask the recruiters about the organizational culture and the application processes. And it is very important for you to know about the culture of the organization. You know, there are some organizations that have toxic environment. You do not want to work there. It is not healthy for your mental health. So it is an opportunity for you to learn about the culture, how the company works, what are their values, how do they work in terms of even their reporting lines and all that. So you're able to ask all these questions. These are questions you will not be able to ask when you are sending an email, applying through an application link. It is practically impossible. Yes, and also just to add that first, I'll afford you the opportunity for you to get interviewed on that same day and sometimes get employed instantly. So that's how job fair works. If you are still if you are still thinking about how job fair works, yes, this is how it works. Now, so I mentioned that as part of the documents you need to prepare when attending the job fair, you need to attach CV. Now, one is thinking, how do I update my CV or my resume for a job fair? So I've listed some important steps for you to adopt when you want to update your CV for a job fair. The first one is create a list of participating employers ahead of time. Now, you know that company A, B, C, D are going to be part of the job fair, and they are going to be there for, let's say, the next 4 or 5 hours. Having this knowledge at the back of your head, you know that, okay, let me profile company A, and I've read through their website. I know what they do, and it really fits within what I want to be and the kind of professional life I want to build. So you start listing them in your document. Then you make sure that you do your homework and have some knowledge about these companies. The next one is you focus on your job objective. Everybody an objective. It is very dangerous if you do not have a job objective, because if you don't have an objective, chances are that you'll be jumping from company A to company Z with a particular mindset. And sometimes when you do not plan, they say when you don't plan well, you plan to fail. I think there's a saying like that. So you may want to really have an objective that would be a guiding principle for you in your job search at the job fair. So that objective is going to help you tailor your resume or your CV accordingly, so that you don't, put together just any general CV for all the applications that you're going to submit. Then it is also advisable that when you are submitting or attend the job fair, you go along with multiple versions of your CV, because you have done a background check of a lot of organizations. Please do not submit one CV to all the organizations, because they have different values, they have different visions, they operate differently, and they are probably recruiting for different roles. So it is not advisable for you to put together one CV and share across. So it is all, but then what we advise is that you tailor or you tweak your CV to meet up with the expectations of the roles that are being advertised at the job fair. Yes. So when you are even though you've mentioned that prepare tailor-made CVs, it's also encouraged you to have a general CV. A general CV has everything about you, your work, your job history, everything that you have done in terms of your career captured. But then when you are approaching a particular organization, knowing that they need person A, B, C, D, you submit the tailored one. But then you still need to have, in case it becomes necessary or it becomes of need. Short and concise. That is not the place for you to, be so narrative and be writing a lot of things. Keep your resume or CV short. I think it's advised that your resume should be about 2 pages. Your resume should be about 2 pages, and it shouldn't be so much. Please, can you still see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, I think the laptop is loading. Okay. A minute. I'm trying to present again. Right. So you keep your resume short and concise. It should be what we mean by concise is that it should be straightforward. You don't have to be using a lot of jargons that will give the hiring organization or the HR a lot of headaches for them to decode. So keep it simple so that they don't even have to ask you for explanations. Sometimes it can be a turn off, yes, for a lot of organizations and for their HR department. Then bring additional documents such as professional portfolio or letters of recommendation. That is, if you have them. A lot of graduates, when they are looking for employment, they go for letters of recommendation from their lecturers, from their heads of departments, and from people that they worked with in the past. So it is advisable that you add or attach some of these other documentations just to make your documents heavy. It makes you different from someone who is just presenting a CV. And when you attach a recommendation letter, it gives testament to what you have done in the past, that, this person can be trusted. So now let's look at what a CV should include. The basic ones is that it should include your name and contact details. I've seen a CV that doesn't have a name, but then it has PO Box. PO Box 419 Kumasi. It has some people's CV has ethnic groups. I am an Ewe, I'm an Ashanti. All those, we thank you. We know you are a Ghanaian, but we don't want that. Keep it very simple, like we mentioned earlier, your name and your contact details. By contact details, we mean your phone number, your email address. Those are your contact details. Then you add a personal summary or statement that speaks to the role that you're applying for. So if you're applying for a project manager role, let us kindly capture a personal statement about yourself, playing that role, that you are an experienced person, or you have about 1 or 2 3 years experience in project management, and you are skilled in planning, project monitoring, evaluation, closure. Speak to what you to do as part of your personal statement. Let us also know your education and professional qualifications. You have a master's degree, you have a PhD, or you have a bachelor's, even a senior high school. Please put that there. And if you have other professional qualifications, for instance, if you have PMP certification, if you have a certificate in business administration, if you have any certificate program, please, any certificate from any of the accredited institutions, kindly put them there as part of your professional qualification. And of course, maybe as students, you may not have employment history, but then kindly put together all your internships and attachments. Yeah, put them there because they also serve as employment history. And if you do not have internships and attachments, you've not experienced that, you could also outline any volunteer or voluntary opportunity you've had in the past. They all serve as employment history. Then, of course, if you are a part of you have any professional licenses, for instance, I know that people within the business environment, they have business certifications. For instance, I think accounting people have certifications, ACC or something. If you have that license, you may want to put it. Other people, like within the health sector, also have certifications. You may want to put it there. And of course, let us know that you are somebody who love learning. So any continued professional development that you've been a part of, kindly put that there. And some other professional and personal skills that you have skills in, let's say communications, you have skills in interpersonal relationship and development, you have skills in Microsoft Excel, you have skills in project management, you have skills in monitoring evaluation, you have skills research, qualitative and quantitative. Let us know all those skills. Then hobbies and interests. Then the reference, when you are sending to, this is what I tell people, when you are sending your CV to a Ghanaian based or an African based organization, please do not, this is not standard. Please do not put available upon request, because we have this mentality that nipa chiro. So if you put together available upon request, it may put somebody off and the person will not contact you again. So if you don't have anything to hide, because of our orientation and because of our experiences, just put together your referees. Let us know who your referees are. Okay. But then in other organizations, when you are selling to an international based organization, for them, they can reach out to you, let you know that we find your application interesting and want to proceed further. So kindly send us your reference list and you can go ahead and share. But when you are sending your application to a Ghanaian based organization, please attach your referees, because it's really, they even consider you to be a proud person. So please attach this information. Now, some tips for networking at the job fair. There are some people who would participate in a job fair and will not speak to anybody. So they will spend about 4 hours at the job fair and will not engage anybody. That's really a terrible thing for you to do as young people. So once you get to the job fair, look for companies and individuals that you have researched in advance. Okay, you got to know that, for instance, a particular individual who is well known in the space or industry you want to work in is at the job fair. I mean, find that opportunity to engage with that person, get to learn about the person, and don't go and be taking pictures. I mean, it's good to take pictures, but then before you take the picture, be sure to have exhausted everything that you need from the person, and the person would find value in you, right? So engage with the person, learn more about the person, and build that connection with the person. Pay attention to your body language and make good eye contact. I mean, I understand some people will be able to establish eye contact for a minute, but then it's also some body language cues that you may want to learn. And when you are speaking with people, pay attention to the conversations you are having at the event. You know, sometimes our mannerism and other things takes over, and we are not able to really do what we want to do. And if you have a business card, offer the card to people and ask for theirs. That is if they have. And this helps for you to follow up in the future, because when I see your card, I'll be like, oh, so I met this person, then let me reach out and say hi. Then it also builds that professional network. Be very confident in your conversation. Don't go and feeling shy, feeling intimidated, because I mean, whoever is there is also looking for you. So go there confidently and tell them what you have and what you're able to do. And let everyone you meet know that you are you. I mean, I'm Akoto, and you mention your name. And let them know what you are seeking for. You came here looking for a job, and that should be it. If you're not looking for a job, you're looking for something else, let them know what you're looking for. Then you show enthusiasm and excitement for the future and what you can offer. So these are some tips for networking at the job fair. So now there's another breed of, or let me say, there's another approach to job fair. People are exploring virtual job fairs, and some are shying away from the physical job fair because it can be tiring, it can be stressful. Other things can come in, you know, it can rain, and it can affect the whole program. So people are exploring virtual job fairs. But then, what is a virtual job fair? I'm not sure all of us might have had that experience to be a part of a virtual job fair. So a virtual job fair is an online event where multiple recruiters or hiring managers can meet with potential employees. So in a virtual job fair, the employers and candidates are looking for jobs that can interact online, or job seekers that can interact online with each other. And the approach for virtual job fair is similar to the traditional one. It's just similar to the ones that we do on site. Just this one, you need to be on a particular platform so that you can engage with each other. So for the virtual job fairs, there are some things you need to do or have ready when you are participating in them. The first one is have a PDF copy. The emphasis on PDF, not a document. Convert your resume into PDF before you submit to anybody via the internet. Because when you send through, I think people consider it unprofessional when you submit a resume or a document over the internet or via mail when it is not converted into a PDF. They find it unprofessional. Prepare an elevator pitch, because we've talked about that, so addition and future goals. Dress appropriately, even when you are sitting behind a laptop for a job fair, please, because I mean, you are looking for a job, somebody would want to know who you are. So they can ask you to be on camera. Please dress appropriately before you sit for the virtual job fair. Test your internet and video connections before you join the job fair. That is a virtual job fair. and make sure everything works properly. You don't want to experience that internet hitches and back and forth. You can review your day and have a spreadsheet or a chart that you can track some company's details and other contact information. In the course of the conversation, somebody can be telling you some pretty good stuff that you need to keep as future reference. So you may want to jot them down. Then send a thank you email to each of the recruiters you meet with a thank you for their time. It is reasons why we send thank you email is just to say that we appreciate what we appreciate them and for them taking their time to engage you. They may not even give you the job, but then it's a way to keep you in mind of the recruiter. So yes, that is one thing that makes us want to do that. So please don't say that so yes, please send a thank you email to them, thanking them for their time. And I've listed some job fairs in Ghana that are yet to be organized. So the first one, I mean, I'm biased because I'm with the Masterclass Foundation Alumni Network. We are organizing a job fair that would come off within the first quarter of this year. The date is yet to be confirmed because we haven't confirmed in the public domain. I cannot confirm the date, but then keep an eye on our socials because we're going to be sharing them pretty soon. And with that, we are actually the purpose is that we would find recruiters that are actually looking forward to hiring young people. So please, if you're a young person here and are looking forward to getting employed this year, be on the lookout for our job fair. And is going to organize a job fair, and the date is yet to be confirmed. When I get that, I'll share with the ViztaEdu team for them to share with you. And of course, the Ghana Tech Lab regional job fair, I'm sure it will be coming off in the middle or in the middle of the year. The DigiLogic Virtual Job Fair, that is a project by West Africa and the EU. So for them, they are having the virtual job fair done the February 7th. So I can share this link with you via the chat so that you could register ahead of time. That is if you are interested. Then the other one is My Career, My Future Job Fair. That is happening on the 2nd of February 2023. And I will the chat box. Then there is Tech Job Fair. So for those of you who are interested in tech and want to be in the space, it is happening on the 22nd of February 2023, and I'll share that the Tech Job Fair is happening in, I think, Tema. Yes, so if you are around that place, you can make use of that opportunity. And this is where I want to end with our session, and I will invite questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. Wow, this has been so informative. I especially haven't been to a virtual job fair, so it's going to be my first time being part of the DigiLogic job fair, which is organized by the West Africa and the EU. As
Yeah, sure.
Mr. Ira Akoto said. But if you have any questions, kindly put them in the chat, or you can unmute at this point and then share your questions with us, and especially with our speaker who is ever willing to respond to them. So now is your time. We invite questions. I went to this meeting where the speaker was like, if you go to a place and even if you don't have anything to say, just for you to be remembered by someone on the day, or to be remembered by the speaker especially, try as much as possible to say something, even if you're saying thank you to the speaker, or even if you just want to repeat a particular phrase the speaker mentioned, just to be sure, you can just say, okay, so, Mr. Akoto, you mentioned that we have a job fair organized by the Mastercard and the date is just confirmed, right? And then he'll say yes, and then that will be it. I mean, at least you said something, you see. So this is a cheat sheet I'm giving you. If you have any questions or you want to say something, kindly put it out here, and then our speaker is ever ready to respond. I see a question in the chat. Okay, someone is asking, where do students go to know about job fairs happening both virtually and in person? Um, I believe the person is asking about
Okay.
the platform, or I don't know. Yes.
I'm not so sure if there is a platform that has a list of job fairs, either anticipated ones, or I mean planned job fairs, or the ones that are already um, planned for the year. But then you could search for some potential job fairs in Ghana internet, and I'm sure you're going to get a list of them. But there are some organizations that organizes job fair annually. So like Ghana Tech Lab, because of their project, they organize annual job fairs. So you may want to be on their website to check when their next job fair is coming off. And so yes, but I'm not so sure about, maybe that's a project somebody would want to do. Be creating a list of job fairs in Ghana. I'm sure that that would also sell.
Okay. I believe that person's question has been answered a bit. Yeah, so for instance, as Mr. Akoto said, sometimes if I want to be sure of job fairs, I know the locations where usually international companies or events usually happens, like the Accra Digital Center or the International Conference Center. I go to their their social media platforms, and then I follow their pages because that is where events happen. And nowadays most people are doing digital marketing of their places. So go follow events, go follow places and organizations who usually you see their job fair posters, and then you can be sure to find a job fair upcoming. Sometimes you can even Google it. Job fairs happening in Accra in 2023. Some websites
Yeah.
have it, but it's not a definite thing, but at least it can give you a lead to a job fair that you may find useful and probably get a job there. Also, I know of some Telegram pages where, like the Mastercard Foundation, they usually share these kind of opportunities on their Telegram pages. So you can just go on Telegram and then just search for Mastercard Alumni Foundation network, something related to that. You're likely to find the page on Telegram, and do join, and you'll be sure to be informed about these first. Yeah, so that's what I have to say to add to that. Okay, so Mr. Akuto has put this in the chat session. Mastercard Foundation Ghana Alumni Network is a very great place, and you can easily get most of the resources you need for jobs. Yeah. And yes, there's the Baobab platform too. It's also an
Yes.
initiative of the Mastercard. You can follow them on social media, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. They usually share opportunities for people. Yes. And one place that you can easily get a job is on LinkedIn. So, as Mr. Kuto mentioned, once you participate in job fairs, take the recruiter's contact, most importantly, their LinkedIn profile. They will tell you if they are active on LinkedIn. Some are not, but once you communicate with them, you are likely to find out which is which. But you can also use hashtags to find jobs, and you can turn on your job alert to receive job in a field that you think you are an expert or you are conversant in, and you are likely to find a job. So that is what I have to add. If someone else wants to share something, that would be great. You can unmute and then let us have your input. Mr. Akoto, can you please stop sharing now while we get more questions on. Yes, Noble, you can please unmute and then share your input.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Akoto. I joined a bit late. I enjoyed the section. I'm so grateful. I would like to find out if I could get the recorded version of the presentation afterwards.
Yes, yes, of course. The presentation is recorded. This webinar is recorded along with many of our webinars. So I was about to just share that information quickly. You can go on ViztaEdu's YouTube account and just type youtube.com/at ViztaEdu webinars. Let me just quickly share the handle here. Okay, it's just at ViztaEdu. Yes, you can easily find this recording and many others of our webinars. We have webinars on social media branding. We have how an innovative startup can receive or secure partnerships. There's a webinar on public speaking. These are webinars that we believe are able to train young people, especially tertiary level students who are our target market, to be informed and to be better prepared, to be better leaders and better entrepreneurs for the future. So yes, the webinar is recorded on our YouTube platform. Kindly do subscribe and you have access to this after the session. Thank you. So all the resources that our speaker gave would also be on the YouTube platform when we put this webinar on live. And also we have a Telegram channel where we share resources from our webinars on the platform. So there are some books that were shared by the social media webinar. There are so many resources, and you also be on alert on our webinars, which we organize on the last Thursday of every month. So in the beginning, I mentioned that this is our 10th webinar, and we are so excited about it. And yes, so you can join our Telegram platform too, and you'll be informed on our webinars. If any other person has a question, you have the opportunity to do so in about 3 minutes. Okay, I don't want to assume, but are we all good? Nathan said yes. Akoko gave a thumbs up. Okay. All right. So thank you so much, Mr. Akoto. This has been one of our best webinars so far. And we are so grateful for your time and for agreeing to be a resourceful resource person for us. We are so honored for your time. And thank you to you all, our cherished speaker. So we are on Google. You can Google ViztaEdu online on Google, and kindly do shoot us a review on our webinars. We'll be so grateful for that. February's webinar is upcoming and we are so excited about it. February is the month of love. It's also the time that most people, especially, lose cash. Yes, most students, they spend on so many things. And this February, we are so honored to have the investment associate of the Ghana Tech Lab, Mr. Patrick Godwin Ankra. Yes, he is going to be live on our webinar. So as I said, or I keep saying, let a student know about our webinars because we have just the best people to speak to you. So he's an investment associate and he is very, very versed in financial literacy. It's going to be the first of our series called Financial Literacy 101 and subheaded Managing Cash Flow for Students or every young person. We always say for students because those are our target markets, but managing cash flow. What do you do when you receive a Momo alert? How do you budget? How do you manage your cash flow? How do you invest? Everything about managing your cash flow and being literate in terms of being on top of the game in terms of your money. You learn so many things on this webinar. So kindly save the date. It's also a new Viscom. We've been doing Viscom 1.0 up to 1.9. February's own is 2.0. It's also a milestone for us. And we will be so honored to have your presence with us on the webinar. This is his profile. He is I don't want to burst the bubble for you. Just come experience yourself on 23rd February 2023, which is the last Thursday of February. January has been such a long month, but February will be short, I promise. And it'll come very soon. So kindly save the dates, go to your calendar, add it to your calendar, and be very well prepared with your questions and with all your inputs. And we can't wait to have you once again next month. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you, Mr. Ira. Akoto, do you have a final word for us, for our viewers, Mr. Ira Akoto? Do you have some final words?
I think first of all, I just want to thank you for the opportunity and to share with your audience. And I mean, I like what you are doing. You're actually grooming the next generation of leaders. So yes, a big thanks up to you and your team, and also thank you all for making the time. For sacrificing your evenings. I mean, you could have been doing something else, something different from what you are doing. And so, yes, I really appreciate your time and thank you. Please keep doing what you are doing and do not stop because the future is up for grabs.
The future is indeed up for grabs. Thank you so much, Mr. Akoto. Thank you, Akoko. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Ajay, Nathan, Ofe, Noble, Akotia, Taria. This is our third time seeing you here. Thank you so much for being consistent with us. And thank you to you all for having time for our webinar. Next month, we hope to see you. And we hope to see you with all your friends and all your loved ones. Thank you and have a very wonderful evening. Bye.